What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Real estate.
And how long have you been in the business for?
Oh, 15 years.
Over these 15 years, what has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
So this year, our business is going to do north of $20 million.
$22 million.
Better yet, in 1 month. Most I've made in 1 month was, 80 grand? And Wall Street is a beast. It's a savage beast. This business is savage. Look to your left, look to your right. The guy they're all going to be gone in a couple of months. They're all going to be gone.
How old are you now?
I'm 48 and a half.
I'm 33.
39.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I would say in my 40s.
Have you ever been broke before?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Many times.
When I got into real estate, I had less than $4,000.
How can somebody become a millionaire in 2024?
Let me say this real quick because I know one 20-year-old is going to get it.
New York City is the #1 city in the entire world with the most millionaires. And since we're in the Big Apple, I'm gonna be going all over asking the most successful New York City entrepreneurs how they became wealthy and how you can start your path to becoming financially free in 2024. So with that being said, let's get this video on the way. What has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
Better yet, in 1 month. Most I've made in 1 month was 80 grand?
80 grand in 1
Yeah,
month?
1 month. Yeah, that was my best month. And Wall Street is a beast. It's a savage beast. This business is savage. Look to your left, look to your right. The guy they're all going to be gone in a couple of months. They're all going to be gone.
What was the turning point in your life getting into finance? Like, did you always know you were going to pursue this business, or
No,
how did you?
absolutely not.
Yeah?
I was a personal trainer in a gym. Long story short, the guy who I was training, he thought I'd be good in this business. And that was over 17, 18 years ago. And here I am.
Finance is very competitive. How did you stand out?
Discipline. Most people can't say no to themselves. They got to have that drink. They got to have that party. They got to have that girlfriend. They got to have that sex. And all that right there attributes to poverty because it drains you of all your resources. Your #1 resource is your energy. That's it. #1 resource is your energy, and it's a natural commodity. If you're prodigal with that and you're wasteful with that, then you can't accumulate anything.
Have you ever been broke before?
Oh, absolutely. Many times.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I would say in my 40s.
When it comes to the way that people look at money, what would you say is the #1 thing that separates the middle class from those who end up building that wealth?
Spending habits. It's like people hate money, right? They got to get rid of it. I got to go buy. I got to keep up with the Joneses. The money's a frequency, and you have to get on the money frequency, like radio stations, TV stations. Like if you want to watch CNBC, right? You got to tune to that channel. You can't go to ABC to pick up frequency from CNBC, right? So the content of that channel you have to tune to. Money is a station, no different. So you have to tune to the consciousness of money. When you tune to the consciousness of money, then you get fed all the information necessary for you to accumulate wealth. Then you become magnetized. You become a money magnet, and you no longer have to chase it. See, we're taught to chase money. That's the worst thing you could teach somebody. You don't chase money. You become magnetized money-wise, and money chases you. You never chase money, just like women. You never chase anything.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I really appreciate that. Have a great day. So since we're in New York City, you know I had to go down to Wall Street to find a Wall Street beast, and that guy became a millionaire in his 40s. But what did he say was the #1 thing that separated him apart in finance? It's his discipline. At the end of the day, if you can't take care of yourself, you're never going to be able to take care of your finances. So that's a great interview. But let's go get this next one. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
The acai bowl smoothie franchise industry.
And how long have you been an entrepreneur for?
My whole life. I started selling candy and goodies when I was 7 years old in school. Started a power washing company when I was 14 with my buddy. So I've been doing it my whole life.
What has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
So this year, our business is going to do north of $20 million.
$20 million.
Yeah.
What was the turning point like getting into this business? Did you always know that you were going to pursue the food and beverage, that type of business? Or like, how did you end up in this business?
I'll be honest, I started off as a broker on Wall Street. I did not think I was going to get into food and beverage, but I saw an opportunity. It was an opportunity at the time to jump into a market that there was a lot of white space in. So that's where I saw the opportunity, and that's where I jumped in full force.
Yeah. You worked on Wall Street for a while. What's the greatest lesson about money that you learned throughout your time on Wall Street?
So I learned this myself. When it comes to business, you want to think very long term. When it comes to Wall Street investing in stocks, bonds, companies, crypto, you want to think a little bit more short term. When you set a goal for what you want to see in terms of a return, call it 30%. When you hit those goals, sell. A lot of the younger kids today, they think to the moon, that everything's gonna just keep going up and up and up. That's not the case. It's usually greater fool theory. So set a benchmark and get out.
How old are you now?
I'm 33.
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
About 30.
30 years old.
Yeah.
Have you ever been broke before?
Absolutely. So it came from a middle class family, but when I was working on Wall Street, I was making $2,000 a month for over a year, 2 years, and I was just scraping by, decided to pull the ripcord and follow my passion in an industry that I felt a little bit more of a connection to, but was broke many times throughout the years.
What was the #1 book that changed your life?
For anyone who owns a business, I would recommend Traction by Gino Wickman. Phenomenal book.
What was the best financial decision that you made throughout your career?
I bet on myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
How important is it to take that risk and go all in for yourself?
It's not the best choice for everybody. I think some people they need the structure of working for a company or working for someone that has the answers in that space. For me, I knew that I had to follow my own path. So I think the biggest piece of advice is be okay with who you are naturally. Don't force being an entrepreneur or any other route. If entrepreneur is here, then you have to follow it.
Thank you so much for your time, and
Brother,
I really appreciate you.
thank you
That
for
was
having me.
phenomenal.
I really appreciate it.
His business is going to do $20 million this last year, but what I found amazing about that interview wasn't just the advice that he gave, but the fact that he is in the food and beverage, in the acai bowl industry. It just goes to show that even with the most unique idea, you can make millions and millions of dollars, man. You just got to put your mind to it and make it happen. Great interview. Let's go get this next one. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Real estate.
And how long have you been in the business for?
Oh, 15 years.
Over these 15 years, what has been the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
In a single year? Yeah. 2021, I made $22 million.
$22 million. As an 8-figure entrepreneur, what's been the best financial advice that you've ever received throughout your career?
Jay-Z said, scared money don't make money. And you have to invest for the long term. You know, you have Warren Buffett talks about compounding, you know, and that's really, really important. So every dollar you put in, you're pulling out, 10x, 20x, 100x, but it's not going to be tomorrow. It's going to be over that lifespan. I mean, 15 years is a long time.
What was the turning point like getting into this industry? Did you always know you were going to pursue real estate, or how did you end up here?
No, I moved to New York City in 2006 to do theater, and I totally ran out of all my money. And then it was become a bartender, become a waiter, become a temp, figure out, go back to school or get my real estate license and pay my bills. I had to make like $2,000 a month. If I could do $2,000 a month, I could stay in New York City, and that's what I did. And I got started the day Lehman Brothers filed for bankruptcy.
Right. What's the greatest lesson that you've learned about real estate? If there's one lesson that you pass on to someone about to start off in the real estate business in 2024, what would that be?
Riches in niches, right? That's super important.
Yeah.
Like you pick your niche and you just go for it, and then endurance for the win. Because a lot of people will hop from kind of niche to niche to niche, and then it doesn't work out, and they see that it doesn't work out, and they see that as a brick wall instead of what it really is, which is just a speed bump.
What's been the most amount of money worth of real estate that you've sold in a single year?
This year we'll do probably $4.5 billion in sales this year. Yeah, but I mean, you have to understand, like we sell entire buildings, right? Like we're selling Mercedes-Benz in Miami right now. That's a $1.4 billion sellout, and I'll sell it in, I'm going to try to sell it all in a year. Maybe it'll take me a little bit longer. The most expensive single home I've ever sold, I did, it was a couple different structures, but to like one person residentially, it was $195 million, and I did it in 2 days.
How many billionaires have you met throughout your life?
94.
94. What's the greatest lesson that you've learned from networking with billionaires?
They really understand the value of a dollar, which means they don't second guess spending it when it makes sense, but they also are super, super cheap when it makes sense because they understand what it took to get there, and they value their time more than anything. I made a video about it once, but I'd say almost a handful of billionaires that I've gone to dinner with, because we do closing dinners and things. You go to a nice restaurant, they have no time to look at the menu, right? They just say, bring me your best, because they just don't care, right? Unless they have a dietary restriction, But most billionaires I know actually don't have dietary restrictions. It's everyone else that has dietary restrictions.
How old are you now?
39.
And how old were you when you became a millionaire?
28, somewhere like that.
How can somebody become a millionaire in 2024?
Learn how to sell. Like sales is the greatest skill set of the new economy, because I think the rest of us who are pushed to go into student debt, to go to college, to not figure out how to pay it off, to get a W-2 job that's 9 to 5, to get a picket fence and have 2.2 kids. I think that dream was sold to us really hard, and I don't think it's real anymore, right? And it's really not. So for you to work for yourself, have 10 streams of income, doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want, like that is the greatest future that you can have, but you have to learn how to do it. It's a muscle.
You got amazing advice. Thank you so much for your time,
Thanks.
man. I appreciate you, brother. We just interviewed Ryan Serhant, who made $22 million this last year in real estate. If you know anything about real estate, you know exactly who Ryan Serhant is. And just like he said, scared money does not make money. The most successful people are willing to risk it all. But guys, I have a very special announcement for you. We are going to interview Gary Vee, otherwise known as Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the most successful marketing entrepreneurs in the entire world. If you know entrepreneurship, you know who Gary Vee is. So with that being said, let's go see what Gary has to say. How old are you now?
I'm 48 and a half.
48 and a half. If you were to go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self when you were starting from zero, what's the best piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
That everything that you believe in intuitively is 100% right, and that the only flaw you have is your inability to be candorous to people that you love in work, and you're gonna need to figure that out because that's your kryptonite, and once you get that right, you got it. And so what I mean to everybody, Jalen, you, all of you, is most kids listen to other people that look like me instead of listening to themselves. Y'all know better than I know. You know yourself. Yeah. And most people talk themselves out of what they know in their stomach, and they use their brain, or even worse, outside fucking voices, even if they're well-intended and awesome. What I talk about is right, but it's right for people that are more wired like me. It's not right for everyone. And so what I would tell every 20-year-old on earth is stop listening to fucking other people. People you put on a pedestal, your fucking mom and dad, teachers, mentors. It's all good. Take it in, but you fucking know your answer.
Last one for you. You've scaled a massive 9-figure business. A lot of entrepreneurs, they'll have a great idea. They'll start that business. They struggle to scale and grow. What's been your secret to scaling? How have you been able to build this thing out to the massive company that it is today?
I'm willing to eat shit in a way that you kids don't want to. I'm willing to eat shit in a way that you kids don't want to. Lack of patience, entitlement at scale, giving a fuck about other people thinking you're successful versus being successful. I'm willing to eat shit, bro. Do you know what entrepreneurship is?
What's that?
Losing constantly with an occasional win. This shit is not fun. This is fighting. This shit's fighting. You get punched in the fucking face, but it's the best if you're a fighter. You understand?
Yeah.
But the problem is now everybody thinks it's cool to be a fighter when they might not be a fighter. Let me say this real quick because I know one 20-year-old's gonna get it and it's gonna change their life, and I can't wait to see you at the airport in 11 years and be like, that was the video. Do you know how much money the number 3 at Facebook made?
How much?
Billions. Everybody wants to be a number 1, but not everyone was built to be a number 1. There's no embarrassment of not being a number 1. The number 3 at the biggest companies in the world will make more than 99.999999999% of number 1s. And so just don't put this shit on a pedestal. Everything is great if it's who you actually are.
Man, you guys, we just interviewed Gary Vee, one of the most iconic figures in all of entrepreneurship, an absolute legend. But guys, that's a wrap on today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe for amazing content on the way coming very soon. And click the link in the description below to subscribe to the Hard Knocks newsletter, because we're sending out weekly updates, insights, and lessons from the world's top entrepreneurs and business owners. You don't want to miss out on it, so subscribe to the Hard Knocks newsletter right now. With that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. Click here to watch our full video going all over Las Vegas, asking multimillionaires how you can start your path to becoming financially free in 2024. We'll see you guys in the next video.